Okay, the next bit that we're looking at is solving linear equations. Some of these you've done before. So 2x minus 3 equals 4. This you should be able to do without too much trouble. So adding 3 gives you 2x equals 7. And dividing by 2 gives you x equals 7 over 2. Alright, stuff like that you're pretty used to having done. Can also have things where maybe there's brackets and also we've got the unknown x on both sides of the equation. So there's a few extra things that we need to do here. So first of all, let's get rid of the brackets. And there we go. And then the other thing we need is, we need these to be together. So it doesn't matter which side you move them. I'm going to take 6x from both sides. So then you get minus 4x plus 10 equals negative 18. Okay, take 10 then. So minus 4x equals negative 28. Divided by negative 4. And we've got x equals 28 over 4, which is 7. Alright, so it's not too bad. You can do something like that also using the solve function in the calculator, and I've got a sheet for that you can look. What else? Right, again, get a fair bit more complicated. So let's have a look at this one. 2 over x plus 2 over 2x equals 1 over x take 1. So there's a few different techniques we could do with this, but the thing about it is we've got now unknown in the bottom there, and it's yucky, and we can't just flip it over because of that plus there. So we need to have a look. So with x, 2x and x minus 1 being our denominators, we'll look at our lowest common denominator. Okay, and so the lowest common denominator from this would be 2x, x take 1. So if we multiply every part here by 2x bracket x take 1, then we have some cancellings. That x and that x cancel. 2x here cancels with 2x there. X minus 1 cancels with x minus 1 there. So what are we left with? Okay, in the first term we've got 2 bracket x take 1 plus, in the second term we've got 2 bracket x take 1. And the last bit there, we've got equals 2x. So expanding our brackets, two x take 2 plus 2x take 2 equals 2x. So we've got 4x take 4 equals 2x. Take 2x from both sides. So we've got 2x take 4 equals 0, add 4, you got 2x equals 4, and finally dividing by 2, you get the final answer of x equals 2. Alright. Again, you can do that in your calculator if you want to. All right, so that's the next thing that we've got there. All right, what comes after that is simultaneous equations. Okay, so basically what that means is you've got two lines, and you find out where these two lines intersect. Now the ones that we're looking at are linear, but they don't have to be two linear things, and we'll get on to things later where they're not both linear things. So maybe a line with a parabola, maybe, with circles, all sorts of things. Okay, so there's two main ones, graphical. Okay, so you draw a graph. Of course, your accuracy is dependent on how good your graph is. Alright, so if you've got a sloppy graph, then you're going to get a sloppy answer. Calculator. Right, that's the best way of doing it. Calculator will draw an accurate graph, will even find it for you. There's a calculator sheet on that. Only thing you've got to remember for the calculator, it's always got to be y equals in that form for us to put it in the calculator. Alright, so there's an example in the textbook of that. I'm not going to actually, and there's also your calculator sheet, so I'm not going to actually go through an example of that. Ask me later, of course. Now, the only thing that I will say, though, about those is that for parallel lines, alright, so say these two lines, so I've got that line there and that line there, both parallel lines. The top one's y equals 2x plus 5, and the bottom one is, say, y equals 2x plus 3. Parallel lines, the big thing about parallel lines is there's no solution. Okay, because they don't intersect. There's another thing called coincidental lines. And coincidental lines have many solutions. So what are they? Well, coincidental lines. So look, this line here, y equals 2x plus 1, and this line here, 4x minus 2y equals negative 2, are what we call coincidental lines. Because these two equations here are just, in fact, two ways of writing the same thing. So coincidental lines, basically, they are the same line. Alright, so if you're doing a solution to it and you get a real weird answer, that could be one of the two ways of doing it. Alright, so that's graphical. We can also do them by algebraically. So let's look at y equals 2x plus 3 and and 4x minus y equals 5. So this one I'm going to do is I'm going to do substitution, where we substitute one into the other, and so this first equation says y equals 2x plus 3, and this other equation has a y in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 2x plus 3 and I'm going to substitute it in there for y, because they're the same thing as we've been told. So that means we've got 4x minus, now don't forget that y is 2x plus 3, so all of the 2x plus 3 is got to be taken away. So you get 4x take 2x, which is 2x, take 3 equals 5, plus 3, you got 2x equals 8, divided by 2, you get x equals 4, and if x equals 4, y equals 2 times 4 plus 3, 8 plus 3 is 11. So these two lines intersect at point 411. So there's substitution. That's one way of doing it. There is another way of doing it, and that other way of doing it is elimination. Okay, so let's have a look. 2x plus 3y equals 4, and x minus 3y equals 2. Now if we have a look at this, call this equation 1, this equation 2. Now, name elimination comes in from because we're eliminating. So we're going to eliminate either the x or the y. Now in this case, when we have a look at it, when you look at the y's, they've both got a 3 in front of them, and one's a plus and one's a minus. The most important thing about it though is that they've both got a 3. So if I was to take equation 1 and add equation 2 to it, I'd go 2x plus x is 3x. Then we go 3y plus negative 3y. So we've got 3y plus negative 3y. And of course it's subtracting, so that's 0, that bit. And then I've got 4 plus 2 is 6. So then dividing by 3 both sides, we get x equals 2. We then substitute that into one of those. Say number 1. So you got 4 plus 3y equals 4. Take 4 from both sides, 3y equals 0, so y equals 0. So these two intersect at 2 and 0. Okay, we can do this with a calculator as well. A calculator has a simultaneous equation solving function in it, and there's a calculator sheet on that as well. Alright, so that brings us up to exercise 4D. There's quite a bit in exercise 4D there. Simultaneous equations are pretty important for us to be able to do well. Okay, off we go then.